Being immersed in what you're learning motivates you to fully understand it. If I were submersed in a world that, I'm supposed to gain something from because I'm a part of that world now, I would be more inclined to understand what I'm learning or what I need to learn. And I think it would be a whole new ballpark of motivation. I think someone would want to use VR in the learning environment because it's a new dimension to learning. We read from a textbook and we write down notes and then you recite them on a test. And that's pretty much what education is now. Being involved in what you're learning, physically being able to walk through it and, have all your senses involved would heighten maybe what you retain. And so that could bring on a whole new level of, type of student. It could just make them all the more rounded and amazing, so.
I think it's a good way of bridging the sort of disconnect between what we're taught in school and what is actually there.
It would be something really neat to have in the classroom. I'm a really visual learner, so it helped me to be able to see things and pick it up and hold it, and I think that would be really effective in learning, especially for younger children.
I think just being in an actual scenario rather than just hearing about it is a much more valuable way to learn things.
For history lessons, the battle of so-and-so, they could go into a VR situation and experience that for their own selves, and they could see historical events unfold.
The tilt brush was amazing in the sense that I was interacting with my own imagination, and I think for children, especially children, that could be huge in developing creativity, aspects that are lacking in the classroom.
You'd get a lot more kids that don't like learning because they think it's not fun and it's boring to actually want to learn and be able to have fun while learning.
If you're interested in how to draw, if you wanted to learn how to do coding or anything, you could learn them through VR, and you could also learn business and communication skills and game development skills through actually creating the programs within VR, which I think is pretty cool. So there's two ends to it. Possibly one of the most surreal things I've ever done. It's really weird being in a room and then putting on a headset that makes you feel like you're underwater or on a ship or cooking in a kitchen or doing anything. It's really cool how it can change the way you feel the moment you put it on.
It made me feel like a kid in the sandbox again. It made me feel a feeling that I haven't felt since I was a little girl.
Being in the VR world, the first thing that came to my head after I got out, I actually laid on the floor and I just had to look up. I was literally floored by how therapeutic it was.
I don't know, I'm someone who has anxiety, and I could see it being a cool safe space for students who are either having a really hard time or need to go and kind of disengage for a little. I think it's a really good way to calm students if they need that kind of safe space. That'd be pretty cool.
Now that I know that this is on the doorstep of education and gaming even, I don't know if I can ever go back. The possibilities are endless now that I've experienced it.